Hi, and welcome to my channel. I'm Maria Kefalogianni. I am a presence-centered psychotherapist, an alchemist at heart, and a devoted human being to discovering deeper and deeper dimensions within ourselves. And I wanted to come in to talk about how passionate I am to redefine motherhood. I am preparing a presentation at the minute to talk and present my ancient mother spiral, the body of my work that was gifted to me through my own wild initiation and descent whilst being a mother of 3, neurodivergent myself and mother to highly sensitive kids, and coming across different writings. We have got terms about our children going through teenagehood and are being full of hormonal changes, and we call that teenagehood. But there isn't much talked about when a woman goes through her transformation and her own fluctuations in identity and crises and the post-birth and all that a woman enters as a phase in developing this new identity whilst at the same time minding a little one. The whole being of hers is devoted to this little person. So inevitably, there is a phase in our lives that involves a lot of egoic death. But it kind of goes unnoticed in society. Diana Raphael, an anthropologist, coined the term matrescence. And I think it's about time that we bring that back fully into the scene of what it actually means to be a mother these days, and how can motherhood become the crucible that humans need to individuate what Carl Jung talked about, the individuation and the spiritual realization of our highest form of potential. And this is what motherhood has been for me, an incredibly grinding crucible. I've been burnt out more times than I recall and remember, but I always held that conviction and devotion to truth, which is part of who I am and as part of my spiritual journey. And I was not expecting that I would be doing this outward work whilst having integrated all of this in my journey and keep integrating in my journey and the shadows that come up in my journey as a mother. I don't think it's unfair to say it's one of the most challenging transitions and experiences in somebody's life. And the presentation that I'll be giving is in an alchemy conference all about alchemy, and very much sharing my own direct embodied experience as a mother and how the ancient mother spiral has been birthed through my own burning. And so matrescence is not an accidental phase. It is the magnum opus of our lives, the necessary catalyst where we can transform stories of limitation, shameful stories or guilt stories about inhabiting our highest potential, which for me it has culminated into discovering an unbelievable current of alive, erotic even life force, which points and signals to that inner union that my ancient mother spiral talks about in spiralic stage 6. I can put the link below, you can have a look, where the little self, the little human, this little ego, surrenders for a vaster intelligence and will, and it's where we reveal to our own inner purpose. So all of this is the revelation of my purpose, and yours might be something totally different, but the crucible still has similar processes in that we cannot keep exiling and repressing and avoiding in Jungian analysis the dark mother archetypes and the dark forces that come from within our psyche as moms, but we'll keep repressing them or avoiding them or don't want to acknowledge and let them in our conscious awareness. And a lot of these carry ancestral imprints. It's where also a lot of my inner healing and alchemy has integrated the medicine of my ancestors. I was given embodied visions and all sorts of things. But this is me wanting to come in and say that your motherhood is powerful. Your breaking down, your overwhelm, your exhaustion, your fatigue is your body's wisdom that says, slow down now. Let's see what we can compost and alchemize through this bodily conversation. And when you allow yourself to begin to slow down, to really listen to your body's signals, we attune in our own natural intelligence, and this is where our causeless joy gets freed up, and we feel much more alive. But that does not mean less pain. So, and in my work and in my Mother Alchemy Circle that's coming up in December, and you can express your interest below for any future ones if you want, we rinse ourselves from stories of limitation that don't even belong to you, that belong to unwept tears and unscreamed screams and unexpressed angers of women before you or men before you. So this is an alchemical revolution for mothers I want to bring to the world, and I never in a million years believed that I would be doing this, because I always saw myself as not a good mother, as a too angry mother, or I don't know, you name it. I have described myself all sorts of things, and this is where we go to naturally. And when we can cultivate the presence to really hold space for all of these stories rinsing through us in a place of vastness, they don't stay actually, and they don't latch. And so moving from matrescence into that process of individuation through the shadows and through that inner alchemy, so that you can feel more present, not only with your kids, but with yourself, your purpose, your joy, your meaning from life. I hope that was somehow useful, and if you have any questions, I would welcome them.